Welcome to MetaNews, news about Metaverse news, from the Metaverse, for the Metaverse, providing you coverage and perspective on the day's most important Metaverse stories. The Metaverse as it is today is far from its future potential. So what is limiting the expansion of the Metaverse? As reported by Politico's The Arms Race to Build the Metaverse, the limiting factor is the same challenge new technologies have had for decades: computing power. Just how much computing power would it take for the Metaverse to expand? For that, we can look to Compute and the Metaverse by Matthew Ball. Ball says the Metaverse will have the greatest ongoing computational requirements in human history. This is due to an enormous amount of data flow. Data such as environmental rendering, artificial intelligence, facial scanning, and motion capture, to name a few. And all of this in a constantly growing and adapting environment with an ever-expanding user base. The vice president of Intel, Raja Koduri, stated in a blog post that we would need a 1,000 times increase in computational efficiency. We would not only have to create this new speedier technology, but we need to build it at scale and integrate it into our current infrastructure. A task easier said than done. The issue of scale can be seen even with our current technologies. The growth of the Internet of Things is in full force. Physical objects are becoming more interconnected with sensors, processing ability, software, and other tech, which has led to persistent shortage in semiconductor availability. That brings us to our main story today: the arms race to build the Metaverse, as originally posted by Politico. With an increased demand of tech use and a fractured supply chain, the world demand for semiconductors has far outweighed the supply, with a stark reliance on Taiwanese chips, which currently have a demand of over 60% of the market supply. It has become clear to dozens of countries and businesses that we need more chips to continue to make products and for national security. In the US, Washington has a $52 billion bipartisan bill set to be signed by Joe Biden to bolster semiconductor manufacturing, and American-based chip makers want a piece. Companies such as Nvidia, Qualcomm, Texas Instruments, Intel, AMD, and IBM are all investing heavily in bolstering their chip manufacturing. The Wall Street Journal reported that Nvidia and AMD plan to boost expenditures 66% to start funding their visions of the Metaverse. The journal goes on to report that mega-cap Apple has their eye on augmented reality tech, as they plan to create their own modem chips, showing that hardware is part of the story. But the US is not alone in its fight to gain market share in the chip industry. China's largest chip manufacturer, SMIC, and some of China's big technology companies such as Tencent and TikTok owner ByteDance are on the race to power the Metaverse as well. And now for our final segment.
That's so meta.
Metadata. Data about data. One example is the data we are given about files, such as author name, last edited date, and even the file name. Metadata can be manually entered or automated. Metadata on web pages are important keywords and descriptions that link back to the content. Often this is expressed as meta tags, which is a component that search engines factor in while indexing pages. That's so meta, and that's all we have today for Meta News. Thanks for joining us, and tune in next time.